calendar on my desk says March 18th, but my gut tells me it's doomsday. The March 10th deadline came and went like a ghost in the fog, and took the promise of season 30 with it. 30 years of blood, sweat, and hardwood, and it could all end because the suits and the sneakers can't agree on the map. The league office is crying poor, swearing up and down the avenue that the WNBA needs to stay solvent. They whisper about the NBA across the hall. The big brother, acting the part of Angel, keeping the lights on but holding the purse strings tight enough to choke ya. 80% of the association is sitting on expired contracts. You want to talk about a chaotic off-season? Free agency is a powder keg waiting for a match. We got 15 teams now. 15. The Toronto Tempo and the Portland Fire just bought into the game too this year, setting up shop and looking for rosters. But what good is a shiny new jersey if there's no floor to wear it on? The stars, the MVPs pulling the strings, they're playing hardball. They want the revenue sharing, the $1 million supermax. They look at the TV deals and they want their cut of the pie. But my phone doesn't stop ringing from calls from the role players, the grinders making the minimum. They don't care about the boardroom chess match. They just want to play. They want a season. The union won them. Save your pennies, they said. A strike is coming. Now the threat of a work stoppage is breathing down our necks, cold and heavy. No training camp. No opening night in May. Just a lot of empty seats and a whole lot of silence.
I've been tailing this case for 17 months, ever since the union opted out back in October 24. The whole league was walking a tightrope over a long, dark drop. Deadlines came and went in the dead of winter, and then that critical early March target we all had circled in red, we blew right past it. For a minute there, the silence was deafening. Over 80% of the league was sitting in the deep freeze of a halted free agency. Contracts expired, bank accounts waiting on a prayer. We had 2 new outfits, the Toronto Tempo and the Portland Fire, standing in the cold with empty lockers and nobody to fill them. The word on the street was a strike, a lockout. Season 30 was looking like a ghost ship. But then the midnight oil finally caught a spark. March 18th. 100 hours of closed-door backroom bargaining at Midtown Hotel. Somebody finally blinked. They popped the champagne just before 3 a.m. It's a verbal agreement. A handshake in the dark before the ink dries on the team sheet. But it's enough to keep the lights on. And the payoff? A tipster at the news station told me they're singing a completely different tune now. They're talking a $7 million salary cap. The heavy hitters, the Supermax stars, are looking at $1.4 million. But what really gets me is the rank and file, the grinders. The grinders are walking away with a minimum north of $300,000 and an average 20% slice of the revenue pie. They stood their ground, demanded what they were owed, and they pulled it off. The paperwork still needs ratifying by the board, and the next few weeks are going to be a mad scramble. We've got an expansion draft, an accelerated free agency frenzy, and the collegiate draft all piled up like a multi-car pileup before training camp opens in mid-April. But the panic is over. The May 8th tip-off is safe. The women of the WNBA just rewrote the rules of the game. And for the first time in a long time, the Dawn Patrol looks pretty bright.
A new CBA agreement has been reached. What does this mean for the players and the association? We've got new TV deals and revenue sharing, an expansion draft, a wild free agency, all before season 30 tips off. We got 40 minutes on the clock. I'm Derek, she's Lizzie, and this is For the W.
Are you ready?
Get high pop.
Make some noise!
No glass ceiling, just nothing but net. Welcome to the show For the W with Derek and Lizzie.
Hey fam, we're back. I'm Lizzie and this is For the W. Woohoo! This is such exciting news for the league. So there's a historic 7-year collective bargaining agreement. We'll call it the CBA, and it's from 2026 through 2032. It's being described as a quantum leap for the league. It's huge. And the big picture, it's a defining moment. The context, the WNBA, which is the Players Association, opted out of the 2020 CBA early to capitalize on the league's massive growth in viewership and revenue. And it was driven by stars like Caitlin Clark, A'ja Wilson, and Angel Reese. And A'ja Wilson's actually an executive committee member of the WNBA. So the theme, moving from surviving to thriving, it isn't just a pay raise. It's a total restructuring of the league's business model. Woo-hoo.
So the main headline here is obviously going to be the new salary cap. The team salary cap has jumped from nearly $1.5 million to now about a $7 million salary cap. So that's about a 5 times increase. So when I saw the initial reports that came out, I wasn't expecting this much. I knew that they were asking for $7 million. Normally inside of negotiations, one person says one thing, another one says another, and you kind of agree somewhere in the middle. So I would have been happy if there was even at least double the amount, and we end up getting 5 times the amount. So that was pretty incredible to be able to see how they were able to pull that off. But it's not over yet. The projected salary cap is supposed to hit over $11 million by 2032. So by the end of this CBA agreement, before the next one comes into play, we might be looking at an $11 million salary cap. That is incredible.
You know what that means? Payday!
Give me that
money, 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 money.
Absolutely.
Yep.
So what does this mean for the players? Obviously, the player's salary will increase as well. And again, we're looking at that to be about 5 times as much. Roughly, the league average right now in 2025 would have been about 116,000, and now we're looking at that jumping to over 500,000. $500,000 here, you guys. League average now, 583,000 is the projected league average for 2026.
Yeah, it's amazing. Really exciting.
Yeah, the new minimums as well will also come into effect. So we're looking at minimum salaries somewhere between the range of $270,000 to $300,000 based upon their years of service.
Yeah, it's awesome.
And then we also have the rookie contracts as well. Those will also be boosted.
So yes, the number 1 overall pick in 2026 draft is now going to earn a starting salary of $500,000, which is huge. It's a big jump from previous of $76,000. So I'm looking at even Caitlin Clark and Paige Beckers are going to start making that kind of money with their rookie deals. So that is part of this new clause, and that's amazing. So, you know, if they were the number 1 pick from years past, they're still going to be getting this increase, which is exciting.
Epic clause.
Yeah, epic. And the Supermax, it's the first $1 million contracts being handed out to players currently as we speak. And I can only imagine how exciting it is to sign your name on that. You know, A'ja Wilson or Sabrina Ionescu, you know, looking at all of these amazing players and finally just getting the money that they actually deserve. But I believe that they're going to keep increasing that. We already see that this is on the horizon, and hopefully looking at 2032, it just keeps increasing by epic proportions. Yeah. And the quality of life. We're looking at some amazing things that they're doing for quality of life too.
Yeah, we got charter travel deals. They started that last year, but those have really been redefined. We've got facilities upgrades to all of the training facilities, and then there's a big upgrade in the team staffing. So charter travel. We are looking at league-wide charter air travel for all teams. So no more commercial flights, no more security issues, no more public terminals, that kind of stuff.
Yep, it's got to be fancy. Bougie, right? Bougie.
It's got to be there. We also are looking at facilities upgrades. So there is now mandatory upgrades to team practice facilities and locker rooms. They wanted to meet, quote, elite professional standards. And then finally, with the team staffing, we are looking at dedicated nutritionists, physical therapists, and mental health professionals for every single team that's out there.
It's amazing. I actually watched on the WNBA on YouTube. They were showing Sabrina working out with one of her fitness coach and tracking all of her progress and stuff. It was really cool. I mean, I definitely would recommend their WNBA's YouTube page too. We check it out all the time and get some great ideas from there as well. But definitely give our show a viewing as well. So family planning and player welfare. So this is important too because pregnancy protection, a major new clause, teams must get a player's consent before trading them while they're pregnant. So that's very important. Mm-hmm. Also, the family planning benefits, expanded access to fertility treatments, egg freezing, and surrogacy or adoption costs. So that's wonderful. And it's available to players after just 2 years of service, which before it was 8 years.
Wow.
Yeah. And retirement and veterans. There's a 401k matching significant increases in team contributions, which is wonderful. And there's going to be a legacy payment. It's a one-time recognition payment for retired veterans of up to $100,000 for those with 12 plus years of service to honor those who built the league. And the free agency flexibility, the core designations which limited player movement are being phased out.
That's
and
good.
That veterans with 7+ years specifically. And it gives stars more power to choose where they play. So if for some reason the team that they're playing on right now, it's not working out, they can have more freedom to move.
Yeah. So obviously the salary cap and the player salaries, that's what's going to get the majority of the headlines. But this was a massive CBA. It covered all kinds of stuff. It's a complete restructure of how the league conducts its business. And going along with that, we also have just a massive restructure in the roster expansion. Now the minimum roster size has been increased to 12 players. It used to be 11, now it's up to 12. Plus, now that each team must carry 2 developmental players on their rosters. And this prevents more hardship contract chaos when that kind of stuff happens during injuries and that kind of thing. So it gives teams a lot of more flexibility. We're also looking at a longer season. We're up from 44 games as opposed to 40 games last year.
Which is really exciting, honestly.
And it's going to keep growing from here. We're going to go up to 50 games and then hopefully to 52 by the end of the CBA.
Let's get psyched.
So the goal of this CBA was really to be able to take the WNBA out of that sort of niche league and now is considered a major commercial powerhouse. It really closes that professionalism gap between the college experience and now going into the pros.
And the bottom line, the players bet on themselves and they won. The WNBPA, again, that Players Association and all those behind the curtain finally pulled off what might have seemed impossible just a month ago, and they did it. And going back to Nneka Ogwumike, Terry Jackson, and Kathy Engelbert, my hat's off to all of you. It is wonderful to see such collaboration, cooperation, and all the other smaller players that might not have even been making as much noise, but they were still behind the scenes being a part of that team of people that were standing up for what they needed and what is right for this league.
It was incredible to be able to watch. I mean, Nneka has been a tremendous president for the WNBPA. She really listened to the players. There's a great interview that she did with her sister. I recommend checking that out. She really goes into details about it. And she really did have a heart for trying to be able to get all of the players represented, not just those that are at the top. And then, of course, Kathy Engelbert, coming over, from a, major consulting company, you're always looking at your bottom line, no money, no mission, right? So there's been a lot of controversy around the WNBA. Can they remain solvent. Obviously, they still have, the Brother League, the NBA is still, giving them support. But last year, they were able to really be sustainable. The only thing that was kind of encroaching upon that was the charter travel. And so it was a very difficult decision to be able to make. I didn't think she was going to be able to make this leap, but she did. And I think that it really establishes that the WNBA is going to be a powerhouse league. It's an investment into the future. And I think that it was a massive, incredible thing that they were able to do and come together and really be able to get both sides to be able to reach this incredible agreement. So we're going to take a quick 30-second timeout now. Coming up next, we're going to talk about the revenue sharing, the TV deals, and where you can stream all the live action. Keep your head in the game. We're coming right back for the W.
Don't just talk about X's and O's. Put your league knowledge to the test with BetMGM.
As an official partner of the WNBA, BetMGM has the best lines, from the Aces' quest for another ring to the long shot odds for the tempo and fire.
New customers can get a special offer when they sign up using our link in the show notes.
Bet responsibly, don't chase your losses, and support the show. BetMGM, the king of sportsbooks.
21 plus only. Must be present in a licensed state. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
The links we use are affiliate links. We may earn a commission on qualifying signups or purchases at no extra cost to you. Thank you for supporting For the W.
From the first tip to the final buzzer, we've got you covered. This is For the W with Derek and Lizzie.
Welcome back to your seats. The energy in here is just getting started. Let's talk about revenue sharing. So now players will receive 20% of the league's gross revenue. This is a major structural change, as previously the sharing was based upon the net profits after expenses. And oftentimes those rarely were getting triggered. There is now $1 billion commitment. So the league.
Did you say $1 billion?
There is $1 billion commitment now that the league is paying out over the course of this 7-year agreement.
That's amazing.
So that will include the player salaries and their benefits. It will include the full chartered travel. We have a projected $300 million investment just for that. There is going to be lease-free housing for all of the players from this year till 2028, and then from onward, there will be free housing for players earning less than $500,000 or less. Which I know sounds like a big figure, but when you're talking about a lot of these big market teams, right. New York is expensive, guys. So is LA. Definitely. So is San Francisco. I mean, yeah. That money doesn't go very far. So that's a very good thing that they were able to provide the lease-free housing for 100%. The players making the minimum.
That's amazing. Yeah. And the expanded rosters, teams must now carry 12 players up from 11, plus 2 additional developmental roster spots that do not count against the salary cap.
Yeah, that's really good. That doesn't count against the salary cap. So, they're able to make that investment with their players to be able to keep the league going and keep developing the players. The NBA has their G League. It used to be the D League, the Development League, then got rebranded to the G League because of Gatorade. The Women's League did not have that. And so now there is a very good supplement to that now. So every team can be able to carry those 2 roster spots. It's almost like having kind of like a 2-way contract if you were to compare it to the NBA. So you got a couple of developmental players that you're able to keep on your roster, and it doesn't go against your salary cap. That's really, really awesome.
Amazing. Yep.
There's also parental and family leave commitments as well. There's enhanced benefits for players with children, including expanded family planning, child care support, and also pregnancy and childbirth salary cap exemptions. There's also going to be increased bonuses. For example, the MVP bonus used to be about $15,000. That's now jumped up to about $60,000.
Again, it's just really exciting to see. The TV deals, the WNBA's massive growth phase, having recently overhauled its media rights landscape. So we're really excited about all these amazing TV deals. As of 2026, the league has locked in long-term agreements that significantly increase both its revenue and national visibility. And NBC is a big one. The 11-year deal. Wow, that's a long time. Starting in 2026, NBC Universal is part of a collective $2.2 billion rights agreement. So primetime destination, you're going to find so many of the games on NBC, and definitely check out Peacock as well. Most providers, like cable companies providers, let you sign in with Peacock, which is kind of great because sometimes you just want like a place where it's just like all, you can find that like sports button, you can click on it. Sometimes it's a little bit easier for some people. It feels kind of more like a Netflix or something like that. And marquee Wednesday night, they're double headers. That's going to be super exciting. So definitely mark your calendar, circle it.
Every
Wednesday night. Yeah, it's going to be really amazing. And also USA Network will broadcast at least 50 games per season. So more exciting things that are on the horizon. Also Prime Video. I know that, the NBA is on Prime Video. Well, now the WNBA will also be on Prime Video as well. The global reach. And this is actually kind of going back to what was happening last year as well. However, the good thing is that this is, it's just more on the horizon, I guess, more exciting. That, like, specifically the agreement that's been made with the amount of years and time. So that's very important. The Commissioner's Cup is only on Amazon Prime, and it remains the exclusive home of the WNBA Commissioner's Cup. So I'm definitely looking forward to the Cup. I think there's going to be so many amazing things happening, and I know people are betting, they're getting their bets ready and everything as well. Ion Friday night, so every Friday night, mark your calendar.
There as well.
Ion airs double headers nearly every Friday night, creating a consistent appointment viewing window for fans. So the volume of games, the deal typically covers roughly 40 to 50 games a season. That's exciting.
Yeah, that's incredible.
Yeah.
Also in on this $2.2 billion agreement, of course, was ESPN. They're not going to be outdone, right? They have partnered with Disney to be able to bring their games either on ABC, ESPN, ESPN2, and they're going to host a minimum of 25 regular season games annually. ESPN likes to call themselves the host of the Crown Jewels. So basically that's going to be the All-Star Game, the Skills Challenge, the three-point contest, all of that from the All-Star Weekend. And then there also are going to be a postseason powerhouse. So Disney will telecast 2 first-round playoff series each year.
It's exciting, yeah. And the WNBA League Pass. This is kind of a shout out to the League Pass because it's so reasonable, and really you can't find it like that in many other leagues. Specifically, the NBA's League Pass is pretty pricey, but this is really manageable, and it remains the hardcore fan tool, offering access to 130 plus games that don't air on national TV. And it's only $35 a year. It's amazing because you can now access games from the 90s. It's really cool. You could access games from the 2000s. You can watch all of the different highlight reels from all the championship cups. It's exciting, incredible, and it's the place to be for the WNBA. The Amazon connection starting in 2026. I do need to find out the specific dates because we did kind of try to jump on a little early and it wasn't available. So I'm hoping May 1st or so that it will be available on Amazon Prime Video channels. And it's going to serve as the primary global store for the League Pass, making it easier for everyone to access the WNBA.
Right. And they're going to allow you to have streams up to 3 devices at once. There's going to be live stat overlays, so there's going to be a real-time advanced analytics, bot scores that'll update on the screen during live play. Obviously, there's going to be an on-demand archive, so you're going to get access to all the classic games and everything that they currently play immediately after the broadcast ends, because there will be some blackouts, right? So anytime that there is a national blackout, if the game is on ESPN, ABC, NBC, CBS, Prime Video, those things, the game is not going to be able to be live on League Pass in the U.S. or Canada, but you'll be able to have access immediately afterwards. And then, of course, local blackouts, as part of that RSN, that regional sports network, if a game is broadcast inside of your zip code, you'll be blacked out from that until after the game.
Well, we're going into the locker room for halftime. Coming up in the second half, we're breaking down expansion draft 2026, WNBA draft, and a chaotic free agency. Stick around to see our selections on For the W. The game is faster, the shots are deeper, and the intensity is through the roof.
Whether it's the latest season's jerseys or the new Sabrina 2s, Nike is the engine behind all 15 teams.
We're rocking the swoosh on the court and in the studio. Click the Nike link in the show notes and upgrade your rotation with the official WNBA gear.
It's the best way to rep the league and support the show at the same time. Just do it.
Keeping up with all 15 teams takes energy. That's why we keep Gatorade on deck.
Whether it's the classic orange or the new Let Her Cook flavors, it's what keeps us going, even through overtime.
Stock up for your own game day. Click the link below and order your favorite flavors.
Gatorade, fuel your fandom. Hit the link and stay hydrated.
The links we use are affiliate links. We may earn a commission on qualifying signups or purchases at no extra cost to you. Thank you for supporting For the W.
It's more than a league, it's a movement.
Turn up the bass. Oh, yeah.
Stay ahead of the game here on For the W with Derek and Lizzie.
The expansion draft. We've been looking forward to this. Let's go, let's go.
Let's go.
The league is expanding and new teams are forming. Woohoo! Friday, April 3rd, 2026 at 3:30 on ESPN. The expansion draft for two important new teams, the Toronto Tempo and the Portland Fire. Portland Fire has first pick via the coin flip, and Toronto Temple will choose after that in a snake draft. That sounds awesome. Cool. Snake draft.
Yep. So the Fire will choose first, then it'll be the Tempo, and then they'll flip. Then it'll be the Tempo and the Fire, and then they'll flip again, Fire, Tempo. So they're going to keep going back and forth throughout all, 12 rounds until they get their team established.
Awesome.
But there will be some protective players that will be, each team will be able to protect. Each team gets to protect up to 5 of their players. So the protected list are not available to the public, but we'll find out soon enough.
Exactly.
If we see any surprises, you might realize, that player wasn't protected. That's pretty crazy. But I'm kind of anticipating, your starting 5. That's probably going to be who's going to be protected. And then we'll have to see kind of how it goes from there. One thing that was unique, the Chicago Sky, I don't know what they're doing here, so we'll have to keep an eye on it. But they reached a trade agreement with both the Portland Fire and the Toronto Tempo to be exempt from the draft entirely. So how did they manage to pull that off? They, in exchange, gave them pick swaps for the upcoming draft. So neither expansion team will get any of the players from Chicago's roster. They were able to kind of work that deal out in the background.
And the NCAA tournament, for only the 5th time in history, all 4 number 1 seeds have advanced to the national semifinals. It's very exciting and a great time for those brackets.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm kind of suffering a little bit in my bracket. I try not to go full chalk, but It seems like I probably should have this year.
Well, and I think I got like 97 percentile, so I'm doing pretty well so far.
All right, we'll see.
We'll see.
My team's still in it, though. I picked UCLA to win it also. We'll see. I think
I picked UConn.
Yeah, you got UConn, which is the heavy favorite. So we'll have to see, kind of what happens. Obviously, UConn's the favorite. AZ Fudge, she's in contention with potentially being the number 1 overall pick. So we'll see kind of what happens there. I think right now all the projections are going to be between her and Awa Pham. So, we'll have to be able to see what happens. But definitely here's, the national stage for everyone to be able to go out there, show us what you're made of, and try to improve that draft stock.
Yep, it's exciting news. And the Final Four matchups are set to take place on Friday, and it's at Phoenix, Arizona. So very exciting.
The Footprint Center. So, that's the big stage. That's where the Suns play. That's where the Mercury plays. So, it's definitely a big stage to show off, what you're made of on national television.
100%.
It's going to be a widely anticipated matchup.
Right. And UConn versus South Carolina. It might be a grudge match, so watch out for South Carolina. They probably are in it to win it, so you got to watch out. And then UCLA versus Texas. Yep. It'll be very interesting. Some amazing, phenomenal coaches. So, all of this, and these are the Blue Bloods. They've been here before. They've done it, and it's going to be a fun time to watch and see. Yeah.
I think both of us are a little nervous. I mean, you picked UConn for good reason.
Right.
But South Carolina, they crushed it last game. So they look like, they're in it for a grudge match. I picked UCLA, but gosh, Texas looks hot as well. So who knows? But, that's why we play the game. But it's definitely going to be exciting. Check it out. April 3rd, 7 o'clock is first tip, followed by UCLA, Texas at 9:30.
That's amazing. Yeah.
So then after all of that is said and done, when we get through the expansion draft, then we're going to go into a free agency. This is being dubbed as the Great Reset. So basically 80% of the league is on expired contracts this offseason, and that wasn't by accident. Players have intentionally signed kind of short-term, bridge contracts for the 24 and 25 season. So that way they're perfectly set up to be able to take full advantage of when this new CBA hits. Maybe you can be able to get paid a little bit more moving to a different team than where you are currently at, depending upon how structures, how the roster structures shake out, how each of the new contracts shake out. So there's going to be a lot of leveraging. Plus, if you can get an offer from another team, you just add a leverage with your current team and say, hey, somebody else is willing to pay me, $100,000 more. You need to bump up your price.
Some big paydays going. And I'm really excited for the possibility for the players. Like, it's a great potential for players, but obviously it'll be sad for some teams. If you have a favorite team and your star player is gone, like, you have to kind of adjust to that. I know the one kind of comparison I can think of was with the Mavs Lakers trade. I mean, the whole team of Dallas was devastated because their favorite person, Luka Doncic, is gone and going to a different league. So I can only imagine, if all of a sudden, now it's not going to happen, I don't think, but Asia Wilson leaves the Aces. That would make headlines.
Yeah, that's basically the WNBA equivalent. I don't think that something that extreme will be happening, but you never know. This truly is the great shakeup. So we're looking at a musical chair scenario here where nearly every roster is going to be rebuilt from scratch simultaneously. April 8th through the 10th is going to be the negotiation window. It's going to be a 72-hour frenzy where all of the GMs are going to be on a 24/7 war room status. April 11th is when the actual signings begin. So we expect a midnight madness style rush of contract announcements that are going to come flowing in. If I were to be able to compare this to, maybe some kind of business, it would be like managing a local boutique for a number of years and then now managing a Fortune 500 company overnight. And you only have 5 days to be able to hire the entire staff. That would basically be the equivalent of what's going on
Truly
here.
wild. Well, we're heading to the bench for a quick reset. And when we return, we're previewing season 30. We're talking about the training camp, regular season that we're calling the 44, preseason and postseason. It's an amazing time for the WNBA. Stay with us for the W.
We know you're a fan, but is your gear up to date for season 30?
Whether you're repping the new expansion teams or keeping it classic, the WNBA store is overflowing with fresh drops for all 15 teams.
Whether you need a new jersey or a fresh hat for game day, click the link in the show notes to grab your gear.
It's the best way to look good and support for the W at the same time. Hit that link and wear the W.
The links we use are affiliate links. We may earn a commission on qualifying signups or purchases at no extra cost to you. Thank you for supporting for the W.
The crossover snaps, the range is logo, and the conversation is elite.
This is my crew.
This is For the W with Derek and Lizzie.
All right, welcome back. You didn't miss a beat. Let's get into the chaos. The WNBA turns 30 this year. Oh my gosh.
30, woohoo!
She's got a mortgage and 2 kids.
Yes, the WNBA is absolutely leaning into the 30 theme for 2026. And I want to see swag. I'm just saying, I've been checking out the WNBA's website. They have a t-shirt, but I don't know. I want to see like jewelry, hats. Like, come on, we need swag, people. We need swag. I'm looking at you, WNBA. And since the league was founded in 1996 and began playing in 1997, the 2026 season officially marks its 30th season. It's very exciting. Yeah, happy birthday. Toronto Tempo, the first WNBA team in Canada. It's an exciting time. Canada's got a team, and that's a great thing for the league. I think it starts to become more international, which of course it really is truly something people look at because we know how successful they are in the Olympics. I mean, like we've just been winners since the 90s. I mean, we getting golds every time, like gold, cha-ching, cha-ching.
Right, like a 30-year winning streak there.
It's amazing.
Never lost in like 30 years.
That's incredible. So I don't think it's something we talk about enough. Like ESPN needs to make a bigger deal about this.
Now FIBA can be a little bit more competitive, but in the Olympics, the U.S. always cleans house.
Yeah, it's amazing.
But in terms of having a team in representation in Canada, I do think that that's very big for the league. I think every major sports league that we have, there always is at least one team that is represented in Canada, whether that's NHL, MLB, NBA. I don't think the NFL has a team in Canada, but that definitely opens up a great opportunity to be able to kind of join that together. Canada has always been our neighbors to the north. We always have enjoyed this. It's kind of part of our pastime to be able to have kind of that shared border. And I just think it's special to be able to have that inside of the WNBA as well.
100%. It's exciting. And the Portland Fire is bringing WNBA basketball back to the Rose City. And honestly, did they take a time machine because Y2K is back? No. And if you do some history study of the WNBA, they were there from 2000 to 2002. It was 3 seasons. And so I'm just really excited that Portland gets this team back.
Yeah,
it's so
that's
exciting.
Huge.
Yeah.
Usually when a team folds, they normally don't have a comeback. We haven't seen a resurrection of the Monarchs or of the Soul or anything like that. So it's nice to be able to see that happening. And so welcome back, Portland. It's going to be awesome to see them back in the game.
And this follows the 2025 debut of the Golden State Valkyries, marking a period of rapid growth for the league. We know that Philadelphia is coming very soon. We know that
Detroit's making a comeback.
Detroit is coming very soon. Yeah, we've got several teams on the horizon. Yeah, and Cleveland. So it's amazing. This league is expanding, and who knows? Keep an eye on the WNBA, because who knows? There's going to be more teams. I think this league could definitely have 30 teams eventually. My hope, knock on wood.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, so I think it's very exciting. And a rematch of the league's inaugural 1997 game, LA Sparks versus New York Liberty. It's going to happen June 21st, 2026. Mark your calendar. And it's the exact 29th anniversary of the first ever NBA game. And again, I hope they have some swag there and they make it available on the website, because we need that swag. Like, that would just be so cool. Like some t-shirts, hats, all of it. Like, I just want to see it so I can just go click, add to cart. Ding.
Absolutely. Some of the individual teams are also running 30th anniversary promotions. For instance, the Washington Mystics, they're going to be giving away special branded hats to the first 1,997 fans that will be at their home opener. Many other teams are hosting Legend Nights to honor the W25 and other icons who built the league over the last few decades. So I'm expecting some guest appearances here.
That's exciting.
I definitely hope that we'll see some of the great legends come out to be able to play. Hopefully I'll see, Swing Cash. Hopefully I'll see Elena Delle Donne, Tamika Catchings. I'm hoping some guest appearances will definitely make it into, those arenas. We're also looking at some venues being moved to some very big stages. Several teams are moving some of their marquee games to NBA-sized arenas to accommodate the surging demand. For example, the Toronto Tempo, they're going to play select games at the Scotiabank Arena, and the Vegas Aces, they're going to host some games at the T-Mobile Arena. So all of that is going to be things to look forward to. Before then, we have training camp. It's going to start April 19th. And then the final roster cuts, when we got to narrow it down to 12. Now, again, they still get to keep on 2 developmental players, but they got to cut their rosters down to 12, and that'll be May 8th.
Ball don't lie. I think it's going to be an exciting time. It's also a very competitive time because, you have to, those last 3 roster spots, you got to really compete for it. And I'm just looking forward to it because it's going to really make that team the best of the best. And it's really going to help this league stand out. There's already so many incredible players in the WNBA, and I think it's just going to keep increasing.
Don't rule it out.
It definitely is an exciting time to watch. So preseason games Saturday, April 25th through Sunday, May 3rd. Keep an eye on those specific matchups like the New York Liberty versus Indiana Fever, April 25th. We know the Liberty has some star players there that it's incredible to watch. And Indiana Fever, Caitlin Clark, we know it's going to be an amazing matchup, a clash of the Titans to open the preseason. Then we have the Golden State Valkyries versus Seattle Storm. And let's talk about Seattle Storm. They have some also incredible players, and their lineup is amazing. Phoenix Mercury versus Chicago Sky, April 25th. And the Minnesota Lynx versus Nigeria's women's national team, April 27th. And this is not the only Nigeria women's national team game, because I believe they're doing a game against the Sparks as well. So that's cool. Really cool. We have to kind of watch for that. Yeah. And Portland Fire versus the Los Angeles Sparks. So definitely mark your calendar. There's some exciting games about to happen. very soon.
Yeah, even the preseason. So that's going to be awesome to be able to watch. Check it out. When we get into the regular season, as we mentioned before, this year we're up to 44 regular season games. That's a lot. A lot of NBA players don't even play all 82 games. So, a 44 game season, that's significant now. So we're getting into that territory where really you're seeing the max effort being put into the games. Now it's just a matter of filling seats and filling arenas. So let's get out there. Let's get our tickets. Let's start selling out these arenas.
And I want to say too that right now is a great time to go to games because check, the team, the stub hubs and all those ticket places, because tickets are they're very reasonable, and it's a great time just to watch the games. And you're going to have like a fun night with, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, or the family. So I think it's a great time to go to these games. It's exciting.
Yeah. The official season tips off Friday, May 8th, and it will continue through Thursday, September 24th. There's going to be a couple of breaks during this regular season. First is going to be the Commissioner's Cup. That'll run from June 1st to the 17th. And then we also will have All-Star Weekend, which will be July 24th and 25th.
Right. I think that's going to be amazing. The All-Star Weekend, I'm sure we'll have a whole session on it and kind of a hype for that, because there's going to be like the 3-point challenge. There's going to be so many amazing things to watch for. So I'm definitely marking my calendar for that.
Yeah, that's going to be an exciting weekend as well. There'll also be a 2-week break scheduled for early September. We don't know the dates yet, but that'll be for the FIBA Women's World Cup.
Definitely. And the postseason playoffs begin September 27th, 2026. The top 8 teams qualify for the playoffs starting in September 27th. And it's going to be best of 3 first round, best of 5 for the semifinals, and best of 7 for the finals, which is very exciting. I like that it's the best of 7 for the finals. Right. It really gives those 2 teams that are just epic and amazing to like clash and just really see how well they do. And honestly, I hope that best of 7 really starts to go for each round, because I think that would make it even a little bit more competitive. But we're here where we are right now, but I think it's just an exciting time. And don't forget, it's on Amazon Prime.
Absolutely. And right now we're looking at the BetMGM odds. The official odds aren't out yet, but this is just kind of the projections here. You pretty much have a 2-horse race with the Minnesota Lynx and the Las Vegas Aces. I think the Lynx are slightly favored right now at plus 225 to plus 350. The Vegas Aces are at plus 250 to plus 350. The Indiana Fever just behind them, plus 250 to plus 390, and then the New York Liberty to round it out at plus 450 to plus 700. So a lot of interesting odds right now. You can even put in even before the season tips off.
We're heading back to the training facilities, watching the game film and preparing for the next show. Next time, the game plan is to see what happens in the expansion draft, cover all the moves and signings of the Portland Fire and Toronto Tempo. And what does that mean for the free agency? Catch us always 1 hour before the first jump every game day. Keep it locked right here on For the W.
Do the work when nobody's watching and finish the day for the W.
The best plays aren't drawn up, they're earned. Keep putting in the work.
Stay clutch, stay humble. Win the day one possession at a time.
Keep your head up and your follow-through high. We'll see you back in the rotation next time.
Work hard, play fair, and stay in it for the W.
Success is the ultimate assist. Go out there and make a play for someone else today.
Whatever court you're on today, give it your all for the W.
Leave it all on the floor. We're out for the W.
The game is won in the details. Stay focused, stay disciplined, and stay professional.
Control your effort and your attitude. The rest of the box score will take care of itself.
Keep your focus sharp, your hustle high, and always play for the W.
Trust the process, help your team, and keep striving for the W.
True pros play through the whistle. Whatever your game is today, finish strong.
Keep your head up, stay in the game, and go get the W.
Remember, champions are made in the gym when the lights are off. Keep chasing your greatness.
Greatness is temporary. Dynasties will fall. Legacies last forever.
Great players make shots. Great leaders make a difference. Be the veteran your team needs.
Finish strong, stay humble, and live for the W.